Then after that, you'll welcome the COG Chair, Her Excellency Honorable Anne Waigo.
Mr. President, as that we have had two back-to-back incredible events right here. Last Friday, we had an incredible event here with our school and college children for the drama and film concert, which you hosted in terms of State House. Let us give His Excellency a round of applause. I tell you, it really pays to have the right Kenyan as a resident of State House. It makes a difference. Your Excellency, allow me, before I make a few remarks, to just say that in the audience here, we have a very impressive constellation of great Kenyans from across the sporting. We have great Kenyans that have defined our sporting heritage, our sporting history. Today, as you know, Your Excellency, you started off this ceremony by flagging off celebrations marking the 70th anniversary of rallying in Kenya. Kenya has been at rallying for 70 years, 10 years longer than our independence history. And to celebrate that, we have a series of activities which will be running until the 22nd, when the 2023 WRC Safari Rally kicks off for 3 days. We thank you for flagging off the series of activities in that regard. Tomorrow, actually, as part of that series, we will be hosting a special dinner for the legends of rallying, the people who have made that history of 70 years. And guys, we want to acknowledge you. Where is Patrick? Earlier today, he may have stepped out. We also have Mr. Carl Tundo. Carl is another legend of rallying. And in the spirit, Tundo is actually the chairman of the local organizing committee of the Safari Rally 2023, bringing his long experience to another rallying legend in his own right. And Your Excellency, Mr. Kimathi, also serves as the CEO of the Safari Rally project, again, bringing that long history and experience to the game of rallying. And I want to acknowledge the whole WRC Safari Rally family that has come for the activation of our the officers from the Secretariat, going to our youngsters who will be flying our flag. Our youngsters, tafadhali simameni. Your Excellency, we are investing in young people, and these youngsters will be flying the Kenyan flag behind the way. Government is sponsoring our all-girl crews. Those are all-girl crews, and they are being supported by government through the Ministry of Youth Affairs, the Arts and Sports, Asanteni Sana. And so I want to acknowledge the journey we have traveled. And Your Excellency, for this year, we have 20 countries represented in the WRC segment of the rally: Finland, Estonia, France, Czech Republic, Germany, Italy, Canada, Paraguay, Kenya, of course, Uganda, and Tanzania. This is going to be a very impressive gathering of the best rally drivers from across the world. And to all of them, we are telling you, Karibu Kenya, the land of Hakuna Matata. This is that land. Your Excellency, Talanta Hela. And many Kenyans may be wondering, what exactly is Talanta Hela? What is this all about? Talanta Hela, Your Excellency, is a consolidation the administration has had right from the plan, the manifesto that brought your administration in power. When you go to that manifesto, the plan, when you talk about monetization of content, it is in the plan. when you talk about is in the plan. And so the long and short of it, Your Excellency, is that Talanta Hela has consolidated the thinking that your administration has had even before you came as a key driver of our economic revival and our economic development. That's what we have done. And now, riding on the bottom-up economic transformation agenda, we have consolidated all that into a policy frame, which we are calling Talanta Hela. Your Excellency, it must be acknowledged that we inherited a mess as we came to office, a total mess. Speaking about the space, you graciously have allowed me to manage on your behalf and on behalf of the people of Kenya. Over a year, there was no football complete charge of being banned by World Athletics. Essentially, our sporting arena was grinding to a halt. Your Excellency, the whole creative space was scattered all over the place. Never before had there been an effort to fashion, whole creative space. It was scattered all over the place. You instructed me, as your cabinet secretary in this space, was to steady the ship. We steadied the ship. We engaged the FIFA, as you know, Your Excellency, and we are now able to present to you an implementable, coherent program called Matters. We are anchoring this program on partnerships. And I want to acknowledge those who have defined our sport, all sporting federations, all the federations that manage sport, they are in this audience today. We have some Kenyans. We have was the captain of the Gor Mahia team that to date remains the only Kenyan, not actually Kenyan, 1987 Africa Cup Winners' Cup. Is right at the back, Gor Mahia team, the Galo team. Leopards had made an incredible run to the semi-finals of the Africa, the equivalent of the Africa Champions League at that time. That team was captained by Agre Lukoe, who is also, you scattered a lot of our players all over the place. Agre, that is, they are naturally domiciled, reviving our sports. We want to current Harambee Stars football team is in the house here with us, led by Captain Mike, the whole team, and Coach Phil. This team is right now journey to the World Cup 2026 with the qualifiers that start in November. Failing to plan is planning to fail. Na safari ya kesho hupangwa leo. We have started early preparations to make this team and give them financial support tournament that is started this year. General retired Jackson Tuwei. Jackson, if you are in the house, please rise. We want to acknowledge you, General, together with our entire athletics team. I have seen Mary Mora, who ran very well in the 800 meters the other day in Morocco. We acknowledge you, Mary. Acknowledge you, Mary Mora. Let me also acknowledge the president of the National Olympics Committee of Kenya, the legend, Dr. Paul Targat, because between Athletics Kenya, a total war against doping. A total war against doping. And we are saying we gave a guarantee that we shall win the war against doping. And we are working with all these athletes in that respect. Is therefore the first agenda in this whole Talanta Hela journey. But as we do that, as we revive, as we steady the ship, there are a couple other things which we are doing in that space. Number one, we are investing in talent development. And Your Excellency, of course, you know, because you have given these instructions, that we invest in an ecosystem of academies so that we can grow talents from the grassroots coming up. And we are doing academies in schools, in communities, and in all the stadia that are run under government. Your Excellency, even as we develop academies, we must invest in the current players, in the current generation of players. And we are therefore actively commercializing the game, commercializing sports. And one of the things that we have sorted, I'm glad because Kenyans are asking about this, is that they no longer see live broadcasts. And with your